Hey there, buds. Big Tim here, and I got a little treat for you. I'm actually gonna be starting a new little series, like life stories, life things going on with in my life that maybe might help you out with yours, or maybe you have a friend going through something similar to what I went through and how I dealt with it, and made myself a better person out of all this. I'm not saying every solution is the right solution that I give, but it definitely helped me out to become where I'm at. Definitely a successful cook, chef. Having fun with my spare time and just enjoying life, even though I kind of I had to go without a lot of different types of things. And one of them I wanted to touch base upon is it's a little touchy subject, but growing in a single parent home, with siblings around you and stuff like that, and kind of if you know someone that's going through this and they're young and they kind of don't know how to take things and or don't really understand what's going on, maybe you can help them explain. This is pretty much what I did. I grew up, without a dad. He was there for a little bit. He got into drugs and kind of just went off the deep end there and lost himself. He was a good dude. It's just drugs are pretty strong. You can't just go in and do drugs and then be straight again. That's not how that works. And eventually, I didn't see him for a while. Then I'd see him, and then he'd be straight, and then he'd get out of prison or whatever. He'd be good, and then he'd just go right back into it. And that's kind of the whole loop with drugs in general, like especially the hard stuff. Like he was on speed, so yeah, I don't know if you know what speed is, but it's like a really bad form of crack. I mean, you're up fucking all night just doing stuff. Like I remember when I was up there one summer, and he just got done hitting stuff, and I heard him smoking, and I didn't know what it was. I was in the other room, and I hear him shuffling around in there, and I cracked the door open a little bit so I can see him from the door, and he just kept remaking his bed over and over and over again, and that's the type of hold the drugs can have on you. You're just so bored or so gacked out of your mind, you just keep doing stuff. Like he used to rub his fingers so much that they would start cracking and start bleeding. It was crazy. And then the whole end of that whole ordeal is I was like 16. He was still in Nevada, and he went to a bank and he robbed it. Yeah, he robbed a bank. He didn't have a gun or anything. He just went in there, said, give me all the money you can. They gave him like I think $100,000. He wanted a truck, and he got one of those little bank trucks, with all the money, and I think it had like over $400,000 in it. He's driving it up to from Reno to Carson City because there's this little spot out there that he used to always take me. It was in the back of the desert and stuff like that. Like I've written him a letter since then. He told me what he was gonna do, but he was all gacked out on crack that he decided to pull over on the side of the highway to take a piss. The cops caught up to him, pissing on the side of the highway, and he got caught. So it is what it is. But that type of stuff, it doesn't bother me. He made his decisions. It definitely was rough growing up without having a father figure and having different father figures coming around and stuff like that. But the best thing I can say is I had friends all around me that helped me through these times. They knew what I was going through, and they always kept my mind off of that. It's like I was always invited to their house. I was always over with their families, and it didn't make me jealous because it's not it's no one's fault that happened. It's definitely not the kid's fault. It's not my fault that my dad, got hooked on drugs, and it's not even my dad's fault. He just probably tried it one time and got stuck, and that's all it takes. It's one time and you're stuck. You can't blame anybody for all the stuff that happened like that. And I kind of resentful towards him right now. He still is in prison from that whole thing. I mean, I'm 23 now, so he's been in prison for a while, most of his life. And my mom had to struggle through a lot and stuff. Like me and my mom don't get along either too well, but I try with what I can. It's like I can't be perfect and forgive all the time, but I'm working on that as well. But as far as growing up with siblings around, just love your siblings. Don't resent them. They're gonna help you get through this time, and love the parent that's taking care of you. If you need to talk to someone, talk to your friends. Talk to your friends' parents. Maybe they'll help you out. I mean, I definitely had a lot of my friends' parents, kind of take me under their wing. Like my best friend, his mom is my godmother. I mean, and then my other best friend's dad is my godfather. So it's like I have, family. I have really tight, good friends. And it's just that's how it is. And I appreciate them. I appreciate the friendships they gave me because it helped me out through all those times. And then, I did dwell into drinking heavily and pills and stuff like that, but it's kind of normal for high school. Drinking was my venting and stuff like that, and that's the way I got out of it. I was drunk during school, and I was smart enough. I didn't need to, try very hard in school. I just said, fuck it. My brother was a smart guy. I'm just gonna find my own way. I want to cook, and at this small school, there's not really too much to, as far as cooking goes. There's not really much of a thing for that. So I just said, fuck it. I'll just pass. Get my tribal scholarship, and go to culinary school. And then in culinary school, I did good. I graduated like the top 10 in my class. So I was like, get that shit. I think I had like a 3.6 GPA. So it is what it is. But yeah. So back to that. Help out your parents as well. Don't resent your mom because she's the only one taking care of you. If it's your dad, they're the only one taking care of you. If both your parents are in your life, just accept that and kind of move forward. You can't just sit there resenting people for what they are. We are all people in the end, and we all make mistakes and make bad decisions and stuff like that. And we can't resent anything that they're doing. They're trying their best. They're working really hard to provide you with a good enough life. But it still kind of hurts. I definitely understand that. I mean, my mom tried her best, but it still kind of hurts. Wondering why my dad chose drugs over a family. A good family at that. And there's some more stuff into that. I'll get deeper into that resulted from my dad, being a drug addict and I guess a bank robber now. That's kind of funny. But yeah, so for those out there that know someone that's struggling with this, before they do something bad, 'cause I've thought about suicide plenty of times. Never wanted to do it because I knew that I've always had something to do. There's always something that I needed to do. That's how I feel. Like there's something that God wants me to do or I'm fated to do. So I never really resulted in that. But if you know a friend, take them in. Just don't assume that they're okay. Invite them over. You know, talk to your parents about it. Maybe your parents will help them out, and just guidance. That's all they need is a little bit of guidance. Me, I just said I'll be my own dad. I took it upon myself to teach myself things. That's how I became a quick learner. Because I just taught myself how to do everything, and I learned firsthand. And now, like, someone has to teach me one thing one time, and I'm done. That's it. You show me it once, and I know it. And that's a great skill to have. I could pretty much, do anything. Not almost anything, cars are a little complicated, but I used to pick that shit up, someone taught me how to change the oil once, and I was just doing it forever. Brakes, I watched someone do it, and I did it on my own. I mean, stuff like that. And then a lot of good can come from, not having a parent. And it does suck, you lose a lot of your childhood through that, all the stuff you can do with your dad and all that other nonsense. But, you'll get it back whenever you have kids, if you have a son or whatever, and you actually, you'll get it back. Trust me, those moments and times that you didn't have with your parents, you will definitely get back when you have kids. So don't resent that you didn't have a childhood, because you can actually give that back to the child that you're about to have, or will have, or do have, or might have, whatever. So there you guys are. I'm definitely going to touch on some more subjects about personal life stories and stuff like that. I definitely got a lot of them. And hopefully some of these will help you guys out, get through some of these tough times in life and, become a better person and, go out there and live life, have some fun and just fuck shit up. All right, guys, take it easy. Peace.